Hello everyone and welcome to today's webinar, Enhancing Video Collaboration Experience. My name is Marwan Nasser and excited to be hosting this session. I'm pleased to introduce today's speakers, Yassine Mannai, Sales and Market Development Manager at Shure covering Africa, Mourad, Microsoft Teams Customer Success Manager, and Ritendra Podar, Senior Application Engineer at Shure Mia, where they will be presenting video conference solutions, including challenges in video conferencing and the solutions that Microsoft Teams and Shure offer. Before I hand the mic over to Yassine, I have a few housekeeping items to cover in this presentation. First, today's webinar will be available on demand after the live session. Second, we'd love to hear from you during today's presentation. So if you have any questions, any comments, please write it down in the Q&A. So without any delays, I'd like to hand over to Yassine.
Thank you, Marwan. Good morning, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for attending today's webinar. In today's presentation, Shure and Microsoft will take you through the recommended solutions for video conference rooms that have various sizes and different challenges. This concept would work in the age of social distancing and will remain applicable post the pandemic for applications like classrooms, meeting rooms, multi-purpose rooms with modular furniture, training rooms, etc. We will try to help you in building an idea on how and where to invest if you or your customer decide to upgrade and improve the existing video conference setup. As you know, in the post-COVID-19 workplace teams and employees alike will have to strike the right balance between conducting business as usual and continuing to leverage mitigation tactics such as social distancing. Across the globe, businesses and employees are adjusting to the new way of working in light of COVID-19 pandemic. This new way will last for a while before people get to meet in full capacity. And since we are talking about the number of attendees during meetings, we have conducted a survey with end customers. Actually, we checked with about 50 IT managers from banks, universities, government entities on the usage of meeting spaces for video conference purposes. The data yielded insights as to ways in which conference rooms usage may or may not pose risks to social distancing. Let's have a look on the pie chart in the next slide that shows the percentage of usage by meeting spaces. This comparison shows how meeting rooms are occupied for the time of COVID-19 and during the age of social distancing. The pie chart on the left side represents the percentage of usage by meeting size before COVID-19. The conference rooms are often occupied, as you can see, by 2 to 7 participants. However, 21% of the time, conference rooms are occupied by 1 or 2 attendees, which means it's used in a way that does not pose any risk to social distancing. The pie chart on the right side shows the number of participants in the age of social distancing. Actually, 98% of the time, less than 4 attendees are meeting together. So, any given conference room poses a risk to social distancing by gathering a group of people in an enclosed space for the duration of the meeting. The number of participants will be subject to the size of the room if you don't have the suitable technology in your meeting room. To counteract this, end customers were looking for solutions. It's either to have fewer people in huddle rooms or more people in a large meeting space. For both those scenarios, having a hand-free microphone system that can maintain social distancing and capture or track the voice of participants regardless to their seating position in the room is crucial. However, since we are nowadays we are only maintaining and the communication and contact with customers and performing the daily business tasks through video calls, some of our customers share their frustrations and challenges and experience during the video call. Let's have a look on the pie chart in the next slide that shows these challenges. We look at the challenges that participants encounter during a video call session. As you can see, 43% suffer the lack of voice intelligibility during a call. 14% is related to ease of connectivity. And around 40% is about video issues. Let's have a closer look on the audio problems. So, 43% of the time, participants receive complaints from the far end that their voice sounds like everyone is muttering except for the few ones near the microphone. In fact, one of the end customers reported that every time needs to lean forward towards a shared device or come closer to a colleague just to make sure that his voice is being picked up. 35% of the time, feedback or clicking sounds is a hindrance in continuing the video call. 12% of the time, they could not finish the call because they hear themselves echoing. So with all these challenges, how can we make or offer a solution to end customers that fulfill their need during social distancing and remain also applicable after that? So we gather all that feedback and we realized that, and we narrow it down to the top 5 priorities. Let's wrap it up. Customers will be most likely interested in optimizing the voice pickup coverage in the new meeting setups, which most likely will look different with more space allocated between seats. They're looking for video conference solutions with no messy cabling, less hardware. Audio intelligibility with no audio problems, feedback, clicking audio, etc. Smart and flexible solutions for various room size and shape. A system that companies can afford during the age of social distancing and remain efficient post the pandemic. All right. I'm gonna now hand over to Mourad from Microsoft to take us through his presentation and tell us what value Microsoft Teams can add to your video conference rooms. To you, Mourad.
Yeah, thank you very much. That was very insightful, Yassine. I appreciate your time. Hi, everyone. My name is Mourad, and I'm the Customer Success Manager for Microsoft Teams at Microsoft. Essentially, what customer success managers will be focused on is the adoption and change management journey for a lot of our customers who have started using Microsoft Teams. So we've definitely seen a massive increase in the usage of Microsoft Teams post-COVID-19. So we want to ensure that people are leveraging Teams to its full capacities. But let's start by discussing how do we get the most out of the meetings? So there's a very key question here we need to ask ourselves. Are we getting the most out of our meetings that we have? As we all know, meetings have always been the cornerstone of teamwork. People who are dependent on each other to achieve shared goals inevitably gather to connect, to align, and of course, to drive progress. In fact, meetings are so vital that 37% of employee time is spent in meetings, and busy professionals attend over 60 meetings a month. Now, these figures that I'm sharing right now are actually pre-COVID, so you can only imagine what post-COVID numbers can look like. Now, here are some stats that we need to consider. Oops, sorry, let me just jump back. 56% of meetings have at least one remote attendee. And this is pre-COVID. So we're talking more than half the people, more than half the attendees of a meeting will have one remote attendee. 33% of meetings are 100% virtual in nature. So even pre-COVID, a third of all our meetings were 100% virtual in nature. Next, we understand that 38% of remote attendees are going to join via mobile. Now, with the number of meetings and participants today, there's a great opportunity of noise to arise, whether it comes in the form of unpreparedness, distractions, attendees not feeling included, and a lack of follow-through after the meeting. Through that, meetings can become counterproductive. So this is where we come in with our Microsoft Teams solution. And as you might know, Microsoft Teams, we define it at Microsoft as the hub for teamwork. The idea is through Teams, we're going to be able to bring everything together in a shared workspace where people can chat, can call, can share files, and also work with business applications. And of course, yes, we want to be able to hold very effective meetings. And in fact, my discussion today is going to focus on the meetings element of Microsoft Teams. Now, where we differ as a company when it comes to the meeting experience is that Teams delivers a unique end-to-end meeting experience that brings back the human element of face-to-face interaction while helping people stay focused before, during, and after the meeting. And this is going to become a very important cornerstone in how we develop the product and where we see the vision of the product in the future. And of course, because Teams is part of Office 365, It comes with the enterprise-grade security, compliance, and manageability that our customers expect and value. So let's discuss this a little bit more. To fix meetings and help teams be more productive, we need to change the way we think of meetings. Today, a meeting is treated as a standalone event, and the phone and video conferencing tools many people use are designed to support that particular event. Now, what if we approached meetings in a more connected way, not as discrete events, but as a series of interdependent gatherings that drive collaborative progress? This approach is at the heart of how we built the meeting experience in Microsoft Teams. Microsoft Teams takes a new approach to meetings, making them a lot more effective with the introduction of a meeting lifecycle. We need to be able to consider what happens before, what happens during, and what happens after a meeting. Now, we believe we need to start treating meetings, like I said, not as disconnected experiences, but as a life cycle of collaboration that relies on a series of meetings until a particular project is complete or a particular goal is achieved. Teams is going to support this life cycle by bringing everything the team needs for a meeting in one place. People don't have to spend so much time hunting down information in contexts or switching between multiple applications. And you're going to notice more and more in this conversation that I'm having with you, that context is going to be key. Teams delivers a unique end-to-end meeting experience that brings back the human element of face-to-face interaction, like I said earlier, while also very importantly, helping people stay focused before, during, and after a meeting. Now let's discuss before a meeting. To ensure the meeting is productive, participants can prepare ahead of time by reviewing previous meeting content and action items, by also collaborating on documents and presentations that relate to the meeting, and of course, getting more context on who will be attending. So this is typically our pre-meeting experience. We want to be able to reach the right people. We want to be able to collaborate on any documents and presentations that will be discussed or that have been discussed in a previous meeting, and of course, review the history and context to prepare for that meeting. Now, once the meeting begins, people can use a variety of features that help focus attention, drive engagement, and foster inclusion. Inclusion to us is a very, very important key. So this could be in the form of high fidelity audio and video, live captions and translations, which I will show you in a second, co-authoring on applications. So co-authoring, the ability to work on the same document between 2, 3, or even more people, or presentation, etc. Digital whiteboarding is another one. So the ability to have, the typical flip chart that we have in an office, to have it digital and to have everybody collaborate on it in real time. And of course, distraction-free backgrounds. I'm currently speaking to you from home. I know a lot of us are doing that. A lot of us are working from home. So a lot of the calls where we have our camera on, we will need to have distraction-free backgrounds. And finally, after the meeting, all the meeting assets, including the recording, the chat, notes, the digital whiteboard as well that I just spoke about, and any files are saved in a persistent conversation that helps the team continue the discussion and drive your work forward. So nothing really gets lost in the cracks here. Sweet. So already the meeting lifecycle, so I'm not going to dive into that any further. But we want to ensure that Teams meetings provide you with, easy, high quality experiences. We take quality really seriously in Teams meetings. Teams is a completely redesigned platform. So for those comparing it to Skype for Business, it is a completely redesigned platform that leverages proven cloud technologies to deliver a high quality meetings experience that should work every time. In-product telemetry and feedback allows us to consistently and constantly tweak and fine-tune the meeting service. And usually we ship quality improvements every 2 weeks on this. We're going to give you the ability to meet and collaborate where your files and applications live. So with built-in Office 365 apps, you should be able to collaborate and co-author documents in real time in Teams meetings. So I want you to think of this. If you're part of a team where 2, 3 individuals are preparing a presentation for management, you can jump on a call, share that particular presentation, and both make edits to that document in real time. We're going to block off different sections for each other so that nobody overwrites anybody else. But the idea of co-authoring documents in real time should become native to us, especially with post-COVID experiences where we're working from remote areas and different places. We want to give you the ability to participate like you're in the room, wherever you are. If you're on the go, if you're at the desk, or even, of course, if you're in a conference room. And Yassine spoke a lot about the conference room of the future, how that's going to shape up. So we want to give you the ability to be inclusive of everyone, no matter where they are. Teams meeting is they're usually easy to join from a variety of devices and platforms. Of course, we also have the ability to use meetings, Microsoft Teams rooms, which provide a one-touch meeting join experience for conference room if you're in a conference room that is going to leverage that. But that's another discussion that I won't dive too much into. Teams meetings are intelligent and inclusive. And this, like I told you earlier, inclusivity is a very, very big concept for us in everything that we do, in every product that we build. So whether you're in a noisy environment or may not be proficient in the spoken language of the meeting, you can follow along in real time with live captions. So even for you attending right now our live event, you can click on the settings and find the closed captions, and that can pick up all the audio that I'm saying and automatically transcribe it to you in English. Or if you prefer another language, I think we enabled French for this particular call, you can have it translate to that particular language of your choice. So that's something that's out of the box native for you. Now, most online meetings have at least one remote attendee. Like we said, these are pre-COVID figures. And often remote attendees can feel left out, especially when it comes to whiteboarding. So if you have a flip chart in the office and somebody starts drawing, say goodbye to whoever's on the call remotely. Now, with the integration of the Microsoft Whiteboard, this is the thing of the past now. Real-time collaboration can be a part of every meeting for every single attendee. Any notes and items shared in the whiteboard remain a part of the meeting lifecycle, and you can reference those even after the meeting ends. And this goes back to my first statement. Context is key. We want the ability to always go back like it's a package. This whole meeting experience is a package. Of course, video meetings are becoming more of today's norm. Many people choose to not turn on their webcam due to their surroundings. You could be in a coffee shop, a messy home office, a hotel room. The background just may not be ideal for a face-to-face encounter. Now, through Teams, you're going to have the ability, of course, to drive a background blur, which keeps the focus on you by blurring what is behind you. But also, of course, we have custom backgrounds that are going to allow you to replace your background altogether with an image of your own, whether you want to have your corporate logo, like a lot of my customers have been doing, your favorite vacation destination, or just any background that you like. Now, the last component, of course, is that Teams meetings are secure and manageable. I didn't want to waste too much time on it, but I'll just say a few key points here. Teams is built on top of Office 365. And any security and compliance services you have come to expect and know in Office 365 will apply to Teams. This includes features like legal holds, e-discovery, any retention holds, and others. They're all going to be honored in Teams. Audio conferencing is going to allow you to dial into a Teams meeting for those times where you don't have any internet connectivity, or you just want to use PSTN services. This is possible, and audio conferencing is commercially available in my understanding over 90 countries and 400 cities. The UAE is one of them, so for those in the UAE, and we do have a couple other areas in Middle East and Africa. Teams, of course, is more than a chat and collab and meeting solution. It also offers a fully integrated calling experience. So you can use Teams phone systems, you can manage your own existing lines with direct routing, or you can make Microsoft your provider in certain countries through calling plans. We don't have that in the UAE, in case anyone's wondering, but this is something that we consistently work on. And finally, Teams is going to support a broad ecosystem of devices that complement the Teams meetings and calling experiences. This could be things from Teams desk phones to Microsoft Teams rooms, and of course, personal or shared devices. Our great partners have created fantastic hardware devices that runs our native Teams applications so that we can offer a consistent user experience. And of course, we're going to focus on what Shure has in this meeting. Now, let's discuss a bit about the experience of Microsoft Teams across various devices and some of the exciting features that you will get to see. The Teams meeting experience is great on mobile devices. It's going on your mobile phone. It's going to allow you to do a lot more than just dial into the meeting. You can also quickly and easily present content straight from your phone. So whether you're uploading a PowerPoint from your OneDrive or taking and uploading a photo, or even sharing your mobile phone screen straight into the meeting, you can participate in a Teams meeting through mobile like you're in the room. And this is massive. Additionally, we want to ensure that everyone's voice is heard. Teams meetings is going to provide live captions to allow for individuals to follow along with the spoken word of the meeting. Through this, everyone benefits, including those in a noisy room, individuals who may not be fluent in the language spoken, or even individuals with differences in abilities. So some people might be hard of hearing. This is a perfect solution for them, and this is automatically transcripted. With Teams, cloud recording seamlessly captures the details of the meeting for those who may have missed the meeting or want to revisit it. And for those meetings captured with cloud recording, you can search the recording for names or for keywords and jump straight to the point in the meeting where that was particularly mentioned. Of course, video is key in today's meetings, and not everybody may feel confident in turning on their phone. I discussed this before, but with background effects, you can easily blur your background or just use a custom background to hide any messy office, etc. Now, most online meetings have at least one remote attendee. We've discussed that, and we need to understand how to include those people in. Often those remote attendees can feel left out, especially when it comes to whiteboarding. Now, with the integration of Microsoft Whiteboard, this is a thing of the past. Real-time collaboration can be a part of pretty much every meeting for every attendee. And again, context is key. So any notes and items shared in the whiteboard are going to remain a part of the meeting lifecycle and can be referenced even after the meeting ends. Now, with Teams live events, you can schedule, you can produce, and you can broadcast meetings with up to 10,000 attendees. This is exactly the live event we're driving with you right now. Attendees can watch the event live or on demand via desktop, via web, or mobile devices. So with a built-in Q&A manager as well, and I invite you all to ask us questions if you have any, you and your production team can facilitate a dialogue and answer questions with your viewers. So if you're doing that with your particular viewers, you're going to be able to do that. In addition, we can track attendance directly in Teams. So we can see who watched and from what device. And this is through a report that can be prepared post the event. Live Event supports both quick start meetings directly from the Teams clients, but also supports more advanced broadcasts that include hardware-based encoders. So if you have your professional cameras, your professional mics, and you want to leverage those, we can do that. We can use a hardware-based encoder to drive all that data into Microsoft Teams and feed it in and deliver that. The whole feature of live events is powered by Microsoft Stream, which of course is included as part of Office 365, including its content management system. Now, for those organizations who have made prior investments, we hear you, especially in meeting room technologies. We offer cloud video interoperability. Now, through our partners Poly, Pexip, and BlueJeans, you can connect H323 and SIP meeting room devices directly to Microsoft Teams. This service is going to support 1080p HD video, including video-based screen sharing. Now, setup, provisioning, and billing, of course, is all going to be managed by the respective partners. But if you have any questions on those, please drop those in the Q&A box. So Microsoft's working closely with our partners to bring all the audio, video, and new devices to spaces of all sizes. The idea is we want to optimize the meeting experience and extend the collaboration capabilities of Teams. You're going to have the choice to choose from a comprehensive range of Teams-enabled devices designed and engineered to meet the needs of the modern workforce. They're created with the security and quality you expect from Microsoft, and they're built on the foundation of our graph APIs, our artificial intelligence, of course, Cortana, to bring any intelligent communications to every call and meeting. So to wrap up my section, why Microsoft Teams? Of course, with the abundance of applications and choice in the market, you might be wondering, why is Teams the right choice for you? And I'll start with a few things. Regardless of the device you're using and from where you're accessing your Teams meetings, you can join any meeting and participate as though you're in the room. Second, you can meet where your files and applications live, and that is Office 365. The vast majority of customers are leveraging Office 365. That's where the data resides. So the Teams meeting experience makes co-authoring before, during, and after meetings really easy. Whether your files are on SharePoint or on OneDrive, you can bring these into the meeting really quickly. The meeting's lifecycle allows you to keep everyone in the know before, during, and after. And we go back to the key phrase here, context is always key. Number 4, using the power of AI and Teams, we can follow along with live captions. And of course, we can have the opportunity to translate those into over 60 different languages. This is available today. Number 5, for those times when internet just may not be available, you can use audio conferencing to dial into the meeting. Next, of course, quality is key for Teams meetings, and our new built for the cloud technology and constantly improving service means that your Teams meetings are always high quality and they work every time. Even in poor bandwidth, we have a smart algorithm that will, maybe reduce your video quality just to ensure that your voice is heard. That's going to be our ultimate goal. Your voice needs to be heard crisp and clear. Number 7, of course, the Office 365 security, compliance, and manageability are all built directly into Microsoft Teams, and we discussed that before. I'm not going to waste too much time on the security piece. Number 8, you can, whether you're looking to face a one-on-one with a colleague or host a webinar with up to 10,000 of your employees, Teams meetings is the right answer for you. Now, while Teams meetings can support up to 350 attendees today, this soon is going to become 1,000 attendees, but through live events, like I said, we can reach up to 10,000 different people. Of course, you have the ability to transform different meeting conference rooms with Microsoft Teams room systems. And finally, you're able to manage all your files and video content through Office 365 services, including all compliance features that you might have in place, such as DLP, retention, and so on. So with that, I'm going to wrap up my section. Please, if you have any questions for me or the Microsoft team, feel free to drop those in the Q&A box. With this, I'm going to pass it over to my friend Ritendra from Shure to walk us through a couple of different appliances that they will be showcasing today. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to my webinar space. I'm Ritain, Senior Application Engineer from Shure MEA. It was quite informative to learn the statistic of current situation and also to know how software like Microsoft Teams is leading to run the business so effectively nowadays. Thanks to Mourad and Yassine. Talking about Teams, there are many cool features, but my favorite one is the option of changing the background. You can blur your background, change it to any customized one. That's cool for me, especially. Now let's talk about our solution. When you run an AV conference call, you can have many issues like bandwidth, codec issues, video issues, meeting behavior issues, and most importantly, audio issues. I'm pretty much sure that having this session, you guys can easily solve your codec issues by having Microsoft Teams platform, as it's so user-friendly and easy to use with countless features. Now, the other issue, what we can talk and resolve is audio. Audio plays a very important role in conference call. I'm pretty much sure you know that. In a call, if video fails, you can continue the meeting with audio. But if audio fails, you can't run the conference just by video on a screen. We as Shure come from audio industry, and we would like to highlight how Shure can complement the audio for such conferencing environment. We have come up with a complete audio ecosystem for AV conferencing, and we are going to discuss that today. We have technically wide range of microphone solution, which can be placed on table, ceiling, and wall. The microphone come with their own DSP with the processing like AAC, noise reduction, AGC, and auto mixer, which helps improving the audio in any space. We also got our own Shure developed DSP, which complements our wide range of microphone solution to offer the best intelligibility out of it. Then after, it's all about having the audio conferencing codecs like Microsoft Teams, as you can see in this slide. As you know already, Shure has been in business since last 95 years, and we are well renowned for our innovations. So let us tell you about our recent innovation. Back in 2016, we introduced the Microflex Advanced Array microphone, which was a new class in conferencing microphones, unequaled in design, performance, and support. This microphone surpassed our customer expectation. Frankly, you can say that the microphone has grown up. MXA offers single Cat5e cable connection, carries audio, power, and control all together. It's having LED status bar with configurable colors and brightness. It also offers Shure audio encryption, which we can talk later. You can ask about that in Q&A section. Talking about table array microphone, it has 4 independent polar pattern, which are steerable and configurable. Regardless of seating arrangement and room ambience, this microphone fits well in all the meeting environment, what you can think of. The slide here is showing the example of 10-seater table. The table is covered by 3 MXA 310. Yeah. And as you know that most of the users are taking precautionary measure and avoiding social gathering. The beauty of this microphone is you can still maintain the social distancing without changing anything in conference, in configuration and physical placement. It makes this microphone to be used in any flexible environment. Now, if you don't want anything on table and want neat and clean installation with the most intelligible audio pickup, we can offer our ceiling array microphone MXA 910. MXA 910, this microphone offers up to 8 independent lobes. Lobes are like a spotlight. This is how we basically correlate that. You can steer it in any talker or talkers of the room. Lobes are having 3 different sizes, narrow, medium, and wide. It helps to cover larger space with almost similar intelligibility. The microphone comes up with DSP built in, so it helps simplifying the installation. One of the cool feature what I can talk about is the autofocus technology. Autofocus helps in keeping the lobe to track to the voice of the talker, which assures the best pickup all the time. So this is how it looks. The lobe can be pointed on the talkers directly towards the face, and the lobes adjust itself. In this slide, we are trying to show how exactly one MXA can easily cover up to 10 chairs with 8 lobes. It's pretty much clear. Talking about current situation, same microphone can also maintain the social distancing without changing any configuration and physical placement. The mic is on ceiling, so it's out of the reach of user, so it maintains the hygiene level as well. So no touch on the microphone, it's away, you are safe, and you are getting the best audio out of it. Now this one is for larger space with 2 MXA 910 up to 28 chairs. And this one to manage the current situation, like you can maintain the social distancing, and the microphone doesn't need any kind of installation or configuration change. And in a real life, this is the future of meeting where everybody is going to maintain the distancing and intelligibly covered with our technology on ceiling as shown over here. Yeah, so you see here, people are maintaining the social distance, and there is a microphone here. Let me just point through the laser pointer. There is a microphone here, which is covering the entire room. So nothing on table, nobody is touching, conference call is going on, or you are maintaining social distancing. That's the future now we see in a current situation. Now, in 2018, Shure once again innovated an advancement in DSP technology with the introduction of IntelliMix P300 conferencing microphone processor. Processing like AEC, AGC, noise reduction, and auto mixer help to complement our network microphone. It offers plug and play capability, and setup can be done in minutes. Also, this year in ISE, we introduced the world's first software-based DSP called as IntelliMix Room. It's a license-based software which can be installed in same PC, which is going to run the soft codec like Microsoft Teams. So no more need of bulky rack-mounted external DSP. The audio processing lives on a soft codec PC. And for a soft codecs, the technical PC requirement is like Windows 10 operating system, 4-core i5 processor with 8 GB RAM and solid state drive. These are usually similar requirement as the software-based conference platform like Teams, Sky for Business, BlueJeans. It augments limited audio input found on soft codec and seamless to end users workflow. Now, when you install Teams and IMX Room in your PC, it's pretty much straightforward, no problem at all. But when you go back to office, right now people are working from home most of the time, but you will be going back to office. So when you go back to office, you don't want a different installation or setup. You want to maintain the ecosystem. In office, it's pretty much common to have Lenovo Think Smart Hub, Crestron Flex, Logitech Tab. You can still enjoy IMX Room in these hardwares in office. These machines are mostly on Windows platform, and IMX Room needs Windows operating system. So it simplifies your need and makes your life easier. One thing what I can add is that the IMX Room is very competitively priced, almost 1/3 of the conventional black box DSP, which helps to expand small room opportunities as well. Continuing innovation, Shure looks to capitalize on the success we have had with our array microphone by introducing new form factor in this MXA line. Many times a table array or a square ceiling array just don't fit architecture or design criteria. So today, you will also experience new array microphone form factor, the MXA 710 2-fit and 4-fit linear array microphone. Right now, what you're hearing is 2-fit MXA 710 linear array microphone. I believe it's sounding great. So let me show you the setup of my webinar space. So over here, you see we have MXA 710 2-foot linear array microphone. I have a network mute button, which I'm going to talk in my next slide, and IntelliMix P300 DSP. And the call is running with that. Hope it's sounding great. Now, going back to 710, this microphone can be installed horizontally. Like you see in this picture, for example, we can see the 4-foot microphone installed below the camera over here. Another shot, the 2-foot microphone installed vertically over here. MXA 710 is designed for a small, medium-sized room. The new form factor allows for placement almost anywhere in the meeting space, like wall, ceiling, or table. It's available in 2-foot and 4-foot in length and 3 colors, white, black, and aluminum. It offers steerable coverage like 910. It's having 2-foot array is having 4 lobes and 4-foot is having 8 lobes. It also offers autofocus technology like 910. It's having default. It offers default room coverage, and configuration is possible via designer software. And it offers the DSP processing like AEC, noise reduction, automatic gain control, and all. So if it's just one room and you want to connect with Microsoft Teams, you just need an interface to convert the audio signal from microphone to USB to connect with your PC. Or if you use IMX Room installed in the PC, you don't need that. Just the software will do the job, and it will configure in a few minutes. Also worth mentioning that the 2-foot pickup up to 16 feet, which is 4.8 meters away, and 4-foot picks up to 20 feet, which is somewhere around 6 meters of distance. Like 910 and 310, it offers PoE. It's powered by PoE. It offers Dante and AS67 networked audio. It's also having LED status bar with configurable color, Shure audio encryption compatibility, and you can configure with designer, and you can also have the asset management with system on software tool. End user wants a consistent experience across the room and across location throughout the world. Microphone on wall, ceiling, no physical interaction, and offer best intelligibility by most trusted brand. The MXA 710 has the most versatile form factor yet. Now, something interesting. We know that the conference room of the future demands an end-to-end solution. We are pretty much aware about it. So today you will see another innovative solution that completes the audio signal chain, a new Dante-enabled PoE network ceiling speaker. This is the Microflex MXN5WC. So that old bulky amplifier for the speaker is gone too, with Shure's new MXN5WC network ceiling loudspeaker. Imagine that. Only a PoE switch connects all the endpoint devices and it's all software in the middle. Just imagine the possibilities. Now, the audio chain is complete. We discussed from microphone till speaker. But what about controlling the mics during the conference if there is no control system? So we introduced the newest member of the MXA family. This has been heavily requested by most of the system integrators and users for a small and mid-size of meeting and conference room, MXA network mute button. It can be configured for, if suppose you have multiple microphone or multiple buttons, you can configure like one-to-one, one-to-many. Many network mute button can control one microphone and many-to-many. It is designed for muting and muting Shure network system products, including MXA, Intel MX P300, and any USB. It's PoE powered, compatible with third-party control system via programmable controller string. It is having LED status and configurable color and brightness. You can configure like push to talk, push to mute, and toggle. So right now I'm having network mute button integrated together. So when I press the button over there, it mutes the microphone and Teams as well, so which we are going to talk. Now let's talk about partnership with Microsoft Teams. The ecosystem from Shure is Microsoft Teams certified, which makes the integration even more simplified. For example, if you see I'm on a Microsoft Teams call, and if I press the mute button on Microsoft Teams, if it's a straightforward system, the microphone is going to be on. And consider a large room. Microphone is on, you muted the codec. So people are confused whether the microphone is on or the codec is off, whatever, right? So by having a mute sync feature, you can sync all the interfaces. So when I press the mute button in my network mute button, it mutes the microphone, mutes the DSP, and also mutes the Microsoft Teams interface. And likewise, if I mute the codec from the PC, it mutes the all hardware of Shure network system. So it provides a sync so people are aware whether the microphone is on or off. So that kind of integration we have done with Microsoft Teams. Now I'm going to give you a couple of scenarios on how exactly the ecosystem from us will work. For example, small and medium conference spaces here, you can see there is one MXA 710 below the TV. Then you are having IMX room installed in the PC, and this machine is also going to have Microsoft Teams. Your camera is connected via USB, and the speaker is connected via PoE switch directly. There is an interface to control the conference call, and we have network mute button all together. So if you see here and notice, there is no need of rack here. Everything is connected through the network. So that bulky rack from the room is gone as well. Everything is connected through the network and it's offering the complete solution, which is cool. Yeah. Talking about other form factor of microphone, if you don't want microphone on wall, you can have the flexibility to keep the microphone on table, MXA 310 on table, and exactly same. Here we are showing the example with Intel MX P300 DSP. The Microsoft Teams Room PC is offering USB connection via Intel MX P300, which is taking care of audio, and everything is connected on network. Now talking about larger conference spaces, you can have more than one MXA 310, and the backend is exactly going to be same Microsoft Teams on PC. P300 is going to offer audio in and out via USB connection, and everything is on network switch, no rack at all. When we talk about larger conference spaces and you don't want to have microphone on table, you can think about having MXA 910 ceiling array microphone. Everything is on network switch, P300, Microsoft Teams Room all together, and offering the complete audio solution without thinking about big black boxes and the AV rack and all. Yeah. So let me summarize what we discussed right now in this session. We were talking about optimizing the video voice pickup coverage in a meeting setups which most likely will look different with more space allocated between seats. So with the help of MXA 910 or linear array microphone, you can maintain the social distancing. You don't need to change any setup, and you're still covered with the best intelligibility. Video conference system with no messy cabling and less hardware, with the help of IntelliMix Room and the IntelliMix Room software DSP installed in the PC, no black box, everything is connected on network switch. So you are removing this messy cabling, using less hardware for running these kind of setup. Audio intelligibility, well, there is no doubt Shure is the most trusted brand to offer the audio, best intelligible audio. So you can assure the audio intelligibility, smart and flexible solution for various room size and shape, with offering multiple types of form factor and their coverage. You can have it for any size of the room, and a system that companies can afford during the age of social distancing and remain efficient post the pandemic. Of course, with the help of MXA 910 linear array microphone table array, you can still maintain the social distancing. And IMX Room, as I said, it's 1/3 of the price of standard black box DSP, so you can easily afford these kind of solution without thinking a lot on the price side. So that's all about it from my side. We are here. If you guys are having any question, feel free to ask. We are here, and we would love to answer all your questions. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Ritendra. Perhaps I'll start with a few questions that touched on Microsoft Teams. There was another question, of course, on a Shure perspective, that I'll leave that for you, Ritendra. So the first question is a little more generic. Is it possible to access the presentation later, or will you share a link? So this video is going to be available on demand if you just want to watch the video. But of course, if you want access to the presentation itself, feel free to reach out to us. If you want the Microsoft one, I'm going to publish my email address. I'm going to make an announcement here with my email address. Feel free to reach out to me and I'll share the presentation link with you. There was another question that was quite interesting. How can Microsoft Teams help in the distant education environment? That's a really good question. And frankly, Teams has been the platform of choice with a lot of different countries. So we've worked with ministries of educations in various countries. I can speak for the UAE itself because that's where I'm based. I also have my colleague Gauss just on hold in case there's any technical questions on that. But with the Ministry of Education, we worked with them to supply all the public schools in the UAE with Microsoft Teams. This has allowed them the ability to attend virtual classrooms, of course, to drive homework. So if there was any homework that people needed to submit, that different students needed to submit, Teams provided them the ability to do that. Today, Teams is available, at least from a video perspective, in a 3x3 format. So up to 9 different people can enable their video and it will switch based on active speakers. However, we will be delivering and exclusively to the education space now, by the end of this month, a 7x7 screen. So up to 49 different video participants will be present live in Teams meetings. This is going to start with the education space. The education space in particular for us is a very important one. We have a special team at Microsoft called Microsoft Education that drives those different innovations. So yeah, that's how it's been predominantly used in the education space. All right, the next question is probably for you, Mr. Ritendra. It's about what should be the conference room size for 2 feet and 4 feet 710 array microphones?
Thanks, Mourad. I'll answer that. Okay, so I'll start with the kind of specification of this microphone. So 2-foot microphone is having almost 50 elements, which is developing this microphone, and 4-foot is having almost 100 elements. So because of that, these 2 microphones are having different coverage areas. So 2-foot can easily cover up to 4.8 meter, I would say 5 meter, and 4-foot can offer you up to 6 meter of coverage. So when you consider 6 meter, I would say 10 to 18 seater room can easily be covered with 4-foot 710 array microphone, and 2-foot is good for I would say 10 to 12 or 14 seater room. So, and it's not like means the microphone is not going to pick you up after that. Of course, the microphone is always going to pick your voice. So if you're away a little bit far from the microphone, it will still pick you up, but maybe the intelligibility is going to be slightly compromised. So just consider the range, what it can offer, 5 meter and 6 meter, and then accordingly plan the installation to cover different size of the room. Yeah.
Thank you, Ritendra. Let's see. There's a new question that just came in. Let me publish this. So the question says, how do you see events meetings going in the future, and how easy is it to reconfigure the setup of the room to adjust with future measurements? Ritendra, you want to take that?
Yes, sure. So, of course, it was already mentioned in my presentation. The meeting, as said, it is always gonna have now people are concerned, they want to maintain the social distancing, so the meeting is definitely going to be different with some space in between two talkers and all. So when you take the consideration of our MXA microphones, it's like one-time configuration. You install, you configure the lobes, and it's always going to be there. If nobody is sitting there, you want to maintain the social distancing, still the microphone is going to pick you up from the place where you're going to sit. So it is going to be quite simple. Like, you can still utilize the same installation and the configuration to maintain the social distancing. But in addition to that, what I can also say that the microphone offers you the option of configuring presets. So if you are having a scenario where people are going to join together with more number of people, more number of attendees, so you can have one preset for that, and you can pre-configure another preset to manage the social distancing. So it's just the matter of one click, and then you're sorted with different types of seating layout. So it makes it easy. So it's faster, I can say. It's easy and simple.
Thanks, Ritan. Maybe I'll add to that as well from a software side. So if you have, especially when you talk about reconfiguring the setups, so if you have made pre-investments as well, like I mentioned earlier, the cloud video interoperability can allow you the option to leverage this equipment and have those talk directly towards Microsoft Teams. And another thing is the way we've built, at least from a software side, the Teams perspective is we don't want to stick to standalone meetings. So the future of meetings should be an entire journey. So we look at the before, the during, and after the meeting, like I mentioned earlier, and that was built in natively to our product, and we're going to continue to improve in those. So I hope that addresses your question. We have a question probably for you, Ritendra, and it is, do we need to remodel the meeting rooms to install the microphones? Ritendra, you're on mute if you're speaking.
Sorry, I was using the network mute button and I didn't notice that I muted it. I'm enjoying this, to be honest, and sometimes. Okay, do we need to remodel the meeting rooms to install the microphone? I would say it depends on the room itself. So I'm not going to say you need to remodel. Depending on the flexibility of the room where exactly you can install, you can select our microphone. For example, if you have a space on ceiling, you can think about having ceiling array microphone. If you're having lesser space on ceiling, you can think about installing our linear array 710 microphone. If you have space on wall, you can install over there. So we are giving wide variety and the range of installation. So I don't think you need to remodel the meeting rooms. You just need to find a way how to accommodate the microphone in a given room, in a given scenario, and that will do the job, I would say. Hope that clarifies.
Yeah, thanks, Ritendra. We also have another question, probably more towards Teams. Does Teams have a dual screen option, such that we have shared presentation on one screen and far side participants on a second screen? So we have been having a private discussion on this. Teams will allow you to present, and then it's going to reduce the participants to a PIP, picture-in-picture, along the bottom of the screen. That is how it is today. There's one thing I will add, however, is that the videos on the bottom of the screen are going to change with the active speakers. So we want to ensure that the focus of the content is going to be whatever you're sharing, and then all the other participants will be in the bottom of the screen. However, there's one thing that's important to note, and that is that the presentation can be uploaded to the meeting, and then all the participants will have the option, and you as an owner can decide whether participants will have the option to slide through the presentation to move at their own pace, or if you want to stick to everyone having your own pace, you can configure that as well. So no, your particular question, will they be two separate screens? No, there will be a picture-in-picture in the bottom of the screen with all the participants over there. Right, next question is for you, Ritendra. How easy is it to play around with a microphone setting frequently? I'll publish that. I'll leave you take that.
Yep, I'll take that, Mourad. So yeah, how easy to play around with the microphone setting frequently with all your new array microphone like 310, it's 310, 710, 910. Well, I would say when you do the commissioning, you're gonna get all the scenario from your end user, and then you can configure it accordingly. So I would say talk with your end user and then understand what exactly their need is, and then you configure it and you can save it as a preset. Now, yes, it's pretty much simple. We have our designer software. You can go there and you can play with that and it will be faster. But I would say the microphone itself is having autofocus technology. So 710, 910 offers you autofocus technology. So it is automatically going to adjust itself to get the best voice pickup of the talker. So I don't recommend to change the setting so frequently. Just get the inputs from your end user and keep it like that. And the microphone is intelligent, it's smart, so it will automatically take care of all the adjustment. But if in case the whole layout changed, like customer said, now we're going to have a different seating layout, then you can quickly go to the designer software or the web GUI of 910 and 310. 710 works only on designer software, and you can do it in minutes. Yeah. So I hope that clarifies the way you should look into.
Cool. Another one also for you, Ritendra. It is how easy is the configuration of Microsoft Teams with Shure systems?
Well, it's very simple. I can just show you what I did, so that will clarify. So let me share my screen, and then that can help to explain. I can also tell you, but let me just show you. So I'm going to share my screen. This is my screen, which I'm sharing. I believe you can see. A second, sorry. So this is Teams. Okay, so over here I have my setting, and here you get the option of microphone selection. So right now I'm having my dock, USB dock, that's having microphone. I'm having my webcam, that's having microphone. I have my array microphone installed with maybe with the laptop itself. So I can select any. And right now what is selected is Shure P300 echo cancelling speakerphone, which is our P300 DSP, which is connected with USB. So you just need to connect that in your PC and select this, and that's it. It's so simple. If you want to notice the microphone difference, I will just quickly change my headphone, what I'm wearing. So this is how it is going to sound. So you're hearing the headphone, what I'm wearing, and the microphone built in with that. Now I go back to our IntelliMix P300 DSP, which is connected with our 710 linear microphone. This is how it sounds. So it's pretty much simple. You just need to have the USB connection. Now, if you have IMX rooms, IntelliMix room DSP, software DSP, so you get that option over here as well. Right now, my PC is not having IntelliMix room, so you don't see this option. When you have that, you will see just the matter of selecting it, and that's it. Yeah, it's pretty much simple. You don't need to worry about selecting the microphone. Straightforward.
Awesome, thanks for sharing. I love it when demos go right on a particular live event. Ritendra, probably another question for you, and it's quite simple. Do we have any solution for home office? So home office is something we're seeing more and more of. especially during the pandemic and the new way of working. So can you talk to us a little bit more about what are the solutions for home offices?
Well, yeah, we have the option solution for home offices. Home office. I'm just sharing something. We have a complete motive line which offers a wide variety of home office solution in terms of microphone. Right now, you must be seeing this microphone over here. This is Motive MV5. I love this microphone. I mostly use this for all of my webinar. It sounds pretty much clear. It is having USB connection, just plug and play with your laptop, and it's having different DSP mode. Cool microphone, sounds pretty much clear for home office. And we are having other variety as well. We can share the link with you to see what all option we can offer for home offices. Yeah.
Solid. Thank you. Thank you. So with that, we don't see any other questions coming in. Maybe we'll give it just a few seconds as well. We do realize we've just gone a bit overboard with the time. We're 3 minutes ahead. So if you do have any other questions, please feel free to drop them. We'll stay on for a few seconds. Otherwise, I think we can wrap up. Maybe Yassine, if you want to give a closing speech here. Just I want to thank everybody for joining. I think the questions have been fantastic. If you have any questions relevant to the Microsoft Teams environment or Teams in general, I have dropped my email in the Q&A section. You will see it as part of an announcement that I made. So it's mourad@microsoft.com, Mourad. I'll be happy to address anything. Otherwise, I want to thank you all for your time, and I hope that this was useful.
Thank you, Mourad and Ritendra. Thank you very much. I think it was good. You know, a lot of information. Just let us know if you have if you need any support from our side. You know, in designing your meeting space, we'd be more than happy to support you. All right. To you, Marwan, if you have any comments, or Mourad. Otherwise, thank you all for attending the webinar.
I just have one last one because we just got a question. I think this will be the final question we can take. The question is the option enable for all to enable the live session in MS Teams similar to right now? I think, yeah. I do get your question. Yes, live events is not, and this is what sets Teams apart. Live events is built into the product. So you don't have to purchase a separate license to run live events. It is native to Microsoft Teams. So yes, provided that you have Office 365, an Office 365 subscription, whether it's any of our enterprise subscriptions like E1, E3, and E5, you will be able to have a live event session. And those sessions will enable you to default settings like the Q&A sections, like the automatic audio transcription into text and the translations as well. So yes, it is available out of the box. So with that, that's my part. I think we can wrap up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you very much, guys. Thanks for attending.
Thank you, Ritendra, Yassine. Just as a closing this, we will follow up with an email, thank you email, including all the materials, the recording emails after this call. Thanks again.
Take care, guys. Stay safe.